Have you ever wondered why some people build businesses while everyone else keeps on building somebody else's dream? Man, I've asked myself that question a bunch of times until I couldn't stand it any longer. So, today on Friday, June 5th, I'm going to give you guys some knowledge bombs that you guys are really going to appreciate. Now, I'm not saying all this stuff to be cute. What I'm saying is that, hey, I've lived the good life and I've lived the hard life. I started cleaning windows when I was 17 years old. I didn't have a fancy degree. I didn't have any investors. And I certainly didn't have some magical business plan written out on some kind of whiteboard or by some consultant who's wearing loafers without any shoes. You know that guy? Of course you do. So the thing I did have was a squeegee. I didn't have a big office, but I had that squeegee. I had some work ethic too. In the beginning, it sucked. It's pretty shitty. But you know what? I turned my attitude around. And when I did that, I made some wise decisions. And those wise decisions was a question that I asked myself. Was I gonna spend my life waiting for somebody to hand me an opportunity, or was I going to build it myself? Guess which one I picked, right? Because that decision I made that day, it changed absolutely everything. And today, I wanna talk to you. I wanna talk to that person who feels stuck, okay? The person who knows they were made for more. Are you that person? I bet you are. That's why you're watching this right now. Okay, I bet you're that person who's tired of clocking in, working hard, making somebody else rich, and then wondering why their life still feels just so small. Because here's the truth. Hard work, man, it's powerful. But hard work without ownership has a ceiling, okay? So you can be the hardest worker in the building. But if you don't own anything, you're still renting your future from somebody else. Think about that, okay? And then think about how franchising can become super interesting for somebody like you. Because most people hear the word business owner, and the next thing they think is that they have to invent the next Amazon. Man, you don't have to do that. You don't need to invent the new wheel. Man, you just need to find one that already rolls and learn how to drive it, okay? You gotta let it be your car. That's what we built over here at Window Ninjas. We built service businesses around simple, needed services. You hear that? We built a service business around simple, needed services like window cleaning, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, heck, even holiday lighting and installation. Man, I love that stuff. But at any rate, man, none of those services are cute. They're not fancy. They're not trendy, right? They're nothing requires customers to understand some complicated tech product. We don't have that here, right? People got dirty windows. People got clogged up gutters. People have mildew growing all over the side of their house. And people also have dryer vents that need cleaning because otherwise they're going to catch on fire and burn their house down. People want Christmas lights up during the holiday season, right? And they want to have them up without having to climb all over their roof and risk their life and limbs falling off that roof of theirs, right? They don't want to go through any of that. Man, all of these things that I'm explaining to you, those are all real services for real customers in real neighborhoods. And the opportunity is not just in the services. The opportunity is in the system. Because anybody, and I mean anybody, can go out and buy a squeegee. Go to Home Depot right now. You can probably find 20 of them. Anybody can buy a pressure washer. Hey, you know what? While you're at Home Depot, go over there. Look at the power washers they got, okay? Anybody can print up some business cards and say, I'm in business. But that doesn't really mean that they have a business. It means they got a job with extra paperwork. A real business has systems. A real business has pricing. It has training. It has scripts. It has marketing. It has call tracking. Probably has somebody doing all the scheduling. The business is probably earning reviews. Customers are probably getting followed up on. The employees have uniforms, trucks, they've got processes, there's standards to hold the employees by, accountability, there's leaders that are leading the teams, and a brand that people can trust. That's the difference. That is a huge difference. And that's why franchising is so powerful. It's a powerful path for anybody, man. Anybody can get into it, right? You're not starting from scratch either, and that's what's really, really cool. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to build the playbooks. Man, let me be clear about this. Franchising is not for everybody, but if you're looking for an easy way to make money, man, franchising is better. If you want to sit on the couch while the money fairy sprinkles royalties into your checking account, man, listen, you got to keep on scrolling because that's not what this is. Business ownership still requires work. I want everybody to understand that. It does require leadership. It does require discipline. It requires getting uncomfortable, okay? I'm telling you. Being in business requires you making phone calls, following systems, hiring people, leading those people, man. You got to deal with the problems that are going to get created. And you got to wake up some days when you're going to wake up some days and you're going to feel like, man, it feels harder than the work. But here's the good news. You don't have to do it alone. And that's what's cool. That's the power of franchising. You get the brand, you get the systems, you get the training, you get the marketing, you get all of those, the directions to go. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And you don't have to do it by yourself. You get 100% of our call center. They answer the phones for you. They handle new customers calling in for you. They schedule them for you, man. They handle a customer who's wondering why you're running 5 minutes behind, right? You get the experience of people who have already made mistakes, paid tuition to the School of Hard Knocks, and lived to tell the story. That's what franchising is. Trust me, I've already paid all of the tuition, so you don't have to. I've made those dumb decisions. I've bought the wrong equipment. I've hired the wrong people too. Yep. Price jobs too low. Man, been there, done that. I've chased customers I should have fired. They don't want to pay the bills, right? I've learned the lesson the hard way, the expensive way. That's the hardest way to learn. And if you can learn from my scars instead of earning every single one yourself, you get the advantage. That's what I'm here for. I'm helping you. I want to benefit you. A good franchise should shorten the learning curve. I promise you, we get guys up and running quick. Okay? Now, I'm not going to eliminate the work because trust me, there is work involved. Okay? But I can definitely help you get that work focused on, executed on, and be a success. Because when you own a Window Ninjas franchise, you are not just cleaning windows, man. You are building a local service business. You are creating jobs. You are serving homeowners. You are serving commercial property managers. You're building a reputation. You're becoming known in your backyard. Sound good? Let me tell you more. You're going to learn how to sell. We're going to teach you. You're going to learn how to lead. We're going to teach you. We're going to show you how to do marketing. We're going to show you that. We're going to show you how to hire, train, and grow. And that's where the wealth starts. Not lottery wealth, guys. Not crypto bro wealth, people. I'm talking about not even the 3 YouTube videos and now I'm a millionaire kind of wealth that you see out there, right? No, we're not talking about any of that mess, man. We're talking about real wealth. We're talking at all this stuff being built through videos, and now I'm a millionaire kind of wealth that you see out there, right? No, we're not talking about any of that mess, man. We're talking about real wealth. We're talking at all this stuff being built through services, built through systems, built through customers, built through consistency. All of this stuff I'm talking to you guys about. I'm talking about building something that most people are willing to unwilling to do long enough to get out of something that they've never had. Does that make sense? Listen, here's what I love about this business. You can see the work. You can see the before and after. You can see a dirty window get clean in an instant. You can see a house brighten up as soon as you apply chemical and start rinsing it off. You can see those Christmas lights just gleaming once you get them up and turned on. And you know what else is cool? Seeing the customers smile. Their face light up as soon as you pull that trigger and the light just goes bam. Okay? This work is hands-on, but this work is also practical. This work is needed, and for the right person, it's a great opportunity. Now, maybe you're sitting there saying, Gabe, I don't know if I'm ready. You're the one that I want to talk to, because that means you're paying attention. You should ask questions, okay? No doubt about that. Give me a call. I'll answer any questions you got. You should study the model. Hey, man, I'll give you our franchisees' numbers so that you can call them and meet them. Talk to them. Ask them the questions, right? You should understand the numbers. I'll show you the numbers. I'll show you everybody's numbers so you can see how much money you're really going to make. You should definitely look into what it takes. You shouldn't jump into business ownership like a squirrel crossing a highway, though. You don't want to do that, okay? Because don't confuse fear with wisdom. Fear says, what if I fail? Wisdom says, what do I need to learn so I can win? Because that's what I'm talking to you guys about right now, right? The people who change their lives are not the ones who have no fear. They're the ones who move with purpose always, okay? So if you've been feeling that little pull, man, that little voice in your head that's saying, man, there has to be more than this. Maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to start listening. Maybe it's time for you to stop waiting for perfect. Maybe it's time for you to stop telling yourself one day. Because one day is dangerous. One day becomes next year. Next year becomes 5 years from now. 5 years becomes regret. And regret is really expensive. So here's my challenge to you. Look at your life. Look at where you are. Look at where you want to be. And then ask yourself an honest question. Just one honest question. Am I building something I own? Or am I just staying busy? Because busy, man, busy doesn't equal progress. But hard work doesn't really create freedom. You think about that? Ownership changes the game, that's for sure. If you're interested in learning more about Window Ninjas franchising, man, reach out. We are here for you all day long, all day strong. Okay, let's have a real conversation, guys. No pressure, no hype, none of that, right? Just truth, numbers, expectations, and opportunity. Because the right business, with the right system, at the right time, in the hands of the right person, that can actually change a family tree. Think about that. Keep shining.